So if we know the dollar is bullish and we have news coming out tomorrow for the GBP USD, and right now it's looking bearish with a lot of consecutive red FEGs, I think we could have a really bloody day tomorrow on the GBP USD. Okay. As we can see right here, we kind of wicked off this FEG zone here. And right now we're pushing into an FEG zone that got established today. So me personally, I'm going to set some sell orders, some pending sell orders, sell limits up in this upper half of this FEG based on the 1 hour chart. And, hopefully I go into profit before the news happens. But if this news happens, and which I believe they're going to say is extremely bearish because that's what it's been pretty much every other time, and the dollar is still pushing strong, we could have a big move tomorrow in the GBP USD. So if you're on the Forex side, you're on the FTMO side, I think you can even trade this on gains.trade as well. Look for those shorts tomorrow for the GBP USD. All right. And, a lot of you guys already know this, but if you're not looking at the Forex Factory, I think it's very helpful because it will give you a heads up in the market when to expect some volatility. And I've seen a couple of traders, even myself, not paying attention to the news. And then the market moves out of nowhere, hits our stops, and we lose money. So definitely pay attention because we have a lot of red folders this month. Even tomorrow as well, we have unemployment claims on the USD side. And then we have the PMI at 10 a.m. So if you're trading opening bell tomorrow, like the NASDAQ, gold, anything like that, expect some volatility tomorrow at 8:30 and 10 o'clock. Me personally, like I said, I think we're going to push to the upside. So, if I'm getting a big push down based on the news, especially if it's hitting any of these FEG areas, I'm going to buy that dip and then ride it up through the rest of the day after the news kind of hits the market. Okay. All right. Let me check the chat. Yep. Friday, we have NFP. Yeah. So they said the euro moved big today too. Right. Yep. So euro USD, you can see the same exact thing. Kind of spiked all the way up here, cleared these FEG zones here. The key to it, guys, is especially if you're looking at the higher time frames to kind of analyze these charts with the FEGs, especially with these bigger ones, which is what I love. Don't get antsy and try to take it as price is pushing up on the current candle in that zone. Let it close to give you that confirmation, because if you look what happened here, right when the news hit, it pushed all the way up here, cleared and grabbed some of this FEG liquidity, and then immediately closed all the way back down and then just drop the rest of the day. All right. So you don't want to anticipate it here while the candle is currently live and you're taking it here, and then you have to take all of this drawdown. If you're trading off the higher time frames, let it close, then make your decision. Okay. Because if you let it close, this candle here pushed back into the zone, which you already have the confirmation because the candle closed below with this nice big wick. You could have taken it here at the midpoint and rode that down easily today, especially when you see that the dollar was bullish at that exact same time. All right. So yeah, so Euro USD, watch for the big moves. My opinion to the downside, and then GBP USD as well, because I think the dollar is going to stay strong until the economic policy changes otherwise. All right. Check the chat one more time. All right. So I think we're good. All right, cool. Check my notes real quick. Oh yeah, another update really quick. Just as far as a trade that was called out last week, live on the call. I can't remember who asked about it, but they asked about AVAX. Let me go to the 15-minute. All right. So we looked at AVAX live on the call. We saw it kind of in this consolidation channel here, and we saw a lot of green FEGs forming in this area here. I could go back on the bar replay, but I'm going to save some time. But if you did take that trade based on the call Wednesday, you should have been up. What was that? From 17 bucks all the way up to close to 20. That's not a bad payday. That's about 20% on AVAX. So I will say that, yeah, Phelps is, he said, yes, sir. So you must have been the one who took the trade. No, but for real, guys, if you're missing these calls and, you just want a quick recap, always check Rhoda's notes, because even sometimes, I'll get so busy on these calls that I'll forget some of the gems that you guys are calling out in the chat or asking me to look at and give my suggestion. So this is exactly what happened last week with AVAX. Somebody put it in the chat. They're like, hey, take a look at this. It looks good. I gave my opinion. I said I'll be buying just based on the structure and the FEGs. And boom, you could have had a 20% payday over the last week or so. You know, if you're doing leverage, you know, that could have been easily 100%, 200% play, even on small leverage, you know, 5x leverage. Okay, so definitely check the notes. It's a resource for you because, you know, all the gems shared in there from last week, you know, they're paying out 20%, 100%. So right now with AVAX, I'm liking it as well right now. I would prefer it to kind of pull back into these green FEGs before I take an entry. But right now we're closing above the 200, but it looks like we're kind of, you know, rejecting off it right now. So in my opinion, the safe entry is always in the FEG. That way you're buying in the red and selling in the green. So I would wait for a pullback here to re-enter the AVAX trade. Nice divergence here. TDI is at the 30. We had a pullback below this price level, and the TDI actually closed much higher at the 40, which is very bullish. So any pullbacks to these green FEGs, AVAX is a buy. So anywhere between 18 bucks to 18.20, I will be buying AVAX for the upswing. Okay, so put that in your notes as well as a trade. All right. Oh yeah, so one other quick update. And guys, I'm just going through multiple updates to just show you how being in the chats and paying attention will get you paid. So Wednesday night, last week, Jamar hopped on quickly and he talked about how the S&P throughout the entire 2020 had not had green days consecutively for 5 days in a row. Okay. So if you're trading the S&P, the Qs, NASDAQ, SPY, whatever you're trading, if you took that knowledge that we shared on Wednesday night and you came into the market at open on the 27th, which was that Thursday, look what happened, guys. So here is the opening bell candle right here. We had already been in this downtrend, and then pretty much the entire day on the 27th, we dropped, what is this, from 11,298 to 10,912. So that's a 300-point drop, 400-point drop. And that was just based on the probability that S&P hasn't closed 5 days in the green the entire year. Okay, so little tidbits like that, along with the strategies, those are easy paydays, guys. And, you know, that was an easy payday there. Price went right into these FEGs from previous structure, and we pushed up from there. All right, so I just wanted to shout Jamar out for that one because I had no clue that the S&P hadn't been green 5 days in a row the whole year. So the bias was definitely on our side just from a probability standpoint. All right, that was in the notes as well from Rhoda. So like I said, Rhoda is a very amazing resource that we have. And you know, that was something simple you guys could have picked up on. All right. Cool. I just want to make sure I got everything real quick. All right, cool. All right, so a couple of news items that we could trade off of as well going into this week since it's a profit call. This actually came out about an hour or so ago. So we know that Elon Musk acquired Twitter, but he's planning to eliminate half of Twitter's jobs to cut costs. So the reason I think that's important is I think that gives us a short opportunity for Twitter because we know how the market reacts to kind of this negative news, and they're already kind of giving, you know, Elon Musk some slack on even trying to acquire Twitter. So I'm going to be personally watching Twitter tomorrow at the market open. I'm not sure what the post market is doing right now. I'll kind of look at that later and update you guys, but I'm looking for some Twitter volatility tomorrow based on this report that came out in the middle of the night. And if you look at it, go ahead.
Darrell, I don't think we can trade Twitter anymore. Last I checked, they moved it out from the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, they pulled it off. Darrell, he going private.
Yeah.
Dang. So that makes sense then. So yeah, they make sure you ain't gonna get this money.
That's why everybody's getting Doge and Dogecoin because they trying to get a piece of it. But yeah, he pulling it off.
Dang, yeah, I didn't know about that part. Jeez. All right, cool. Well, we can't trade Twitter, but like I said, we can kind of use that momentum as well on the crypto side. So we'll see how it affects Doge.